Hi guys, this is Brendan from LemPlates. In this video, I'm going to show you the best way to set up Kanban tool for repeatable work. The goal here isn't complexity, it's visibility, clarity and focus, especially when the same work happens again and again. So the goal is visibility. When people misuse Kanban, it's usually because they treat it like a task list. The real goal of Kanban is visibility. Visibility into what's active, into what's blocked, and also visibility into what's actually moving. You will see a board that I've created earlier for illustrative purposes. If you can't tell within 5 seconds what is being worked on, what's waiting, and what is finished, then the board isn't doing its job. One of the most common mistakes is too many columns. For repeatable work, you don't need 10 stages. You need clear stakes. So a simple effective setup that I created earlier would be backlog, ready, in progress, review, and done. You can add more columns and groups by clicking there, but like I said, try to keep it minimal. Each column answers a simple question. What state is the work in right now? Fewer columns mean faster decisions, less hesitation, and less micromanagement. If people pause before moving a card, the board is overbuilt. Another mistake is creating a new board for everything. And I'll illustrate that by going into a template I downloaded earlier. Here's a simple board for the onboarding process with different stages built in underneath. But right next to it is another board with the stages next to each other. This only serves to create confusion. Instead of creating one board per client or per week or per person, use a board for a process and cards that actually do the work. This keeps patterns visible, and if tasks pile up in the same place, you'll see it immediately. We'll go back to my example. Right here, I can see that the in progress stage, there's a bit of a pile up that needs attention. Let's look at how this works day to day. The most important part of the board isn't backlog or done. It is in progress. This is where my focus lives. So for repeatable work, I limit how many cards sit in progress. I encourage finishing before starting something new. And I let unfinished work be quite obvious. When active work is visible, teams naturally stop overloading themselves. This setup works because it removes noise. So instead of long task lists like this, or status meetings, or constant check-ins, what you actually get is clear priorities, fewer decisions, and less context switching. When work only moves forward once something is finished, focus becomes the default behavior, not something you have to enforce. For context, this is how we do this in LemPlates, which is the tool we use ourselves. Kanban tool is excellent for visual execution, but repeatable work also needs repeatable structure. In LemPlates, we store templates that's repeatable, workflows, and structured. I can go to my templates, use an existing one, or simply edit it and save the changes as a completely new workflow. I can add and remove steps, add other detail to my steps, and simply just customize it if needed. If I want to run my SOP, the steps are clearly laid out. Steps can also be assigned to people and notes put on them. So Kanban shows what's moving, but LemPlates defines how it should be done. If you want a clean Kanban setup that actually supports repeatable work, focuses on visibility, keeps it simple, and limits what's active, then this is the best way to go. If you want to see this approach in full, LemPlates is linked below. Thank you.